guys, it's Teenage DC Fan back with another video, and I am a little behind on my Supergirl reviews, so I have two episode reviews that I've got to do. So I'm about to do a real quick mini episode review for the last week's episode, which was titled In Plain Sight, and then after that I'll get into the new episode. So last episode was James/Jimmy Olsen's last episode on the show. And let's go over why he left the show. So, in the episode, Kelly and James encounter one of the kids from the house at the store. Okay, this may sound really confusing right now, because need some clarification. So, remember, Kelly and James had to leave because Malefic is looking for Kelly. So, they go back to their hometown. And there's a bunch of kids staying at their aunt's house or something like that. So, they see one of the kids from the house at one of the local stores. And James invites him to come eat with them, as it's clear there's something going on in the kid's life. And it turns out that he's on his own. His mom was put in prison for 10 years for stealing an expensive space heater, and he reveals that there is corruption in the town in which the system colludes to put people in prison for lengthy sentences, as the prison is a for-profit establishment. And then James, he really connects with this kid. Now, I don't remember the kid's name, because not really that important. But, so, James ends up bonding with him, and then he realizes that he has to stay in this town, and he has to make a difference. He has to, because, nobody is standing up for themselves. They're just letting these bad things happen. And James knows that something has to change. So he buys the local newspaper, so he's, in charge of the newspaper. And, yeah, so he's the owner of that. And then he takes out his camera, the classic Jimmy Olsen camera that apparently his father gave him when he was a kid. And then he gives the camera to this kid, and he's basically the new Jimmy Olsen, kind of. So this kid is going to grow up to be a photographer and, like I said, be the new Jimmy Olsen. So yeah, this was the end for Jimmy. He's left the show. And then other than that, the only major thing that really happened in the episode is that Jean sent his brother to the Phantom Zone, but then it turns out Lena did something so that it sent him into her lab, so now she is working with Malefic. Now, let's get into this episode. Oh, wait, actually, there's some other stuff, because last week on Supergirl, Kara discovered that William isn't actually the terrible person and journalist she believed him to be. He's actually investigating their boss, Andrea Rojas. Now that Kara is aware of this, she's determined to get to the bottom of what Andrea is up to, and that may mean following leads to dangerous places that even Supergirl may not be fully prepared for. So the episode opens with Andrea in an advertisement for Obsidian North's collective dream VR lenses, promising that the lenses will make imagination reality, and she's ordering the Catco staff to write about it in every single story until the launch goes live. So Kara hides the truth about William from Nia, but texts him to meet her. So she's offering William help from the DEO and wants to be involved, but William doesn't want Kara getting hurt. But he ends up agreeing to let her help because she's got connections with the DEO. Meanwhile, at Lena's lab, she experiments on Malefic and puts him first into human form, which was cool to see, Malefic in human form. But then she tries to activate her tech. It backfires, and he appears to incept Eve / Hope. At the DEO, Alex lets William observe the interrogation of the woman who tried to kill Elena Torres last week. But she says that one of the people she's affiliated with is Rip-Roar, and William loses it. And Rip-Roar is actually the guy that you see on screen right now. And it turns out that Rip-Roar killed William's best friend, but they never found his body. And at Fort Summit Army Base, Rip-Roar is stealing something and attacks a guard, killing him. Now, when I first saw Rip-Roar, like after William told the story about his friend getting killed, like when I saw Rip-Roar and I saw the mustache, I was like, that's William's friend. Like, it was pretty obvious. Because one of the main things I remembered about Rip-Roar was he's a dude with a creepy mask and jetpack, and he got a mustache. And then Russell, or whatever William's friend's name was, looks exactly the same. So yeah. While Kara is getting some advice from Jean, Alex calls for her. Rip-Roar stole Lex's marathon laser, and Brainy suggests that they interrogate the spider creature to see what they know about Rip-Roar and what Andrea may be up to. Lena talks with Malefic, who wants to know what's in it for him if he helps her, and his deal is that he won't help her unless she disables the part of him that prevents him from killing Jean, and she agrees. At the DEO, Brainy serves as the host for the spider creature, and the trigger word is a Keanu Reeves movie quote. Turns out the spider creature doesn't know anything, and it frustrates Supergirl to the point that she wants to confront Andrea. Alex talks her out of it. Elsewhere, Rip-Roar meets with an older lady, the one that was in the season 4 finale, and Rip-Roar turns out is working for Leviathan, and she orders him to change the world. And later on, Kelly brings Alex dinner, with Kelly so excited to share her major patient success story. At Catco, Kara and William break into Andrea's office looking for clues, and he checks her computer. Kara, of course, scans the room with her supervision, and she finds a secret panel with some interesting items, and William reveals that his deceased friend Russell was involved with Andrea romantically, and after talking about meeting her is when William discovered that Rip-Roar had killed him. Kara is called away, suiting up as Supergirl to confront Rip-Roar, and he shoots her with a fusion cannon, besting her. Later, as she recovers, she chats with Jean, who reveals that he doesn't think Russell is dead, and the fusion cannon also turns out to be a modification of Lex's marathon laser. And the launch is about to happen for the VR lenses thing. Malefic has a breakthrough at Lena's laboratory, and Brainy discovers Rip-Roar is headed to Antarctica. So the plan appears to be to melt an ice cap and unleash a massive worldwide flood. Supergirl confronts Rip-Roar, and he ends up setting off a massive tidal wave poised to take out the entire west coast. Jean apprehends Rip-Roar, who claims he doesn't know who's behind things, and now it's up to Jean and Supergirl to stop the damage. Brainy says Dreamer needs to be on the case as well. Elsewhere, the VR lenses launch begins. And once again, at Catco, William confronts Andrea, but it turns out it's only in his VR world. So as the wave approaches the coast, Dreamer tries to hold it back while people in their lenses are dazed and unaware. This whole VR lenses thing seems like really dangerous, because like you put them on and you don't know what's going on around you. So like if there's a flood like there was in this episode, they're just standing there smiling. Like, just smile and wave, boys. Except there's a flood, and they're gonna die but they can't tell because they got the lenses in. So yeah, she manages to dissipate the wave as Jean and Supergirl fix the geyser that started it all, and the day is saved because they turn it back into a polar iceberg thing. And at the DEO, it turns out that Rip-Roar's tech is biologically adhered to him, and the evidence looks like Andrea wasn't behind the attack. So Kelly struggles with having seen the wave nearly take out the city and Alex too. Malefic believes that Lena has removed his ability to kill Jean, but she actually double-crossed him and instead developed tech that lets her incept him. So at Williams, Kara reveals that Rip-Roar is Russell, just like I predicted. Elsewhere, Andrea gets into a limo and the old Leviathan lady is waiting for her and wants her to deal with Rip-Roar. So I don't know if that, by deal with him, if that means she gotta kill him or something like that. I don't really know. But we'll find out next episode. But that's all I have for this video. Pretty good episode of Supergirl, but post your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hope to see you in the next video, so I can bestow all my DC knowledge upon you.